This is Growing Up Aspen with Chris Pomeroy and Andy Collin, and this is the season 2 of the Wiener Stube Joiners Table Chat. And right now we are with Adriana Oberto, from an exchange student from Italy during our time in high school. So it's going to be fun to hear what she has to say, what she got out of Aspen. So I hope you enjoy.
It was really something that was really different from where I come from.
Well, can you speak to a little bit of that? Because that's also another thing that I feel like is so important with America. I mean, America's made up of, just name a country, and everybody here has come from somewhere else. So right. I think people forget that somehow. And I think it's very an interesting thing is the difference of cultures. Is, to me, I don't fear the difference of culture. I invite the difference of culture. It opens up minds. It makes people think differently. And so can you speak a little bit about the difference of the kids that you grew up with there and the kids you grew up with here in Aspen?
Okay, absolutely. Well, let's see. We used to stay much more inside the family and do the things that we were told, which means we had less freedom to move around, possibly maybe because this is a big city also, and you get distances, you get transportation, you get stuff, but you don't get a small town feeling. But anyway, it is different. It was different. You got to listen to your parents. My day was actually filled with going to school, coming home, doing my homework, watching TV, and that was it. The school system was different because you did not go to school and get to choose, all the different subjects, all the different things. Yeah. You actually choose a path earlier on and choose the school you go to related to the path you chose early on. Okay. Uh-huh. So once you get to middle school, you go like, oh, I like languages very much. Let's go to a language high school. Oh, I like maths very much. Let's go to a scientific high school. Oh, no, I want to do things with my hands. Let's go to a technical school and learn, some trade, something that I can do with my hands. So when I came to Aspen, it was like, oh, we get to choose. I mean, really? Also, we were very involved. You go to school here and you're just involved with the subjects you're taking, with the studying part of the school. There is no sports in school. There is no theater in school. There are no other things. I mean, yes, you do PE, which is not what it is in America. It's just some kinds of things that you do 2 years a week, and it's not so incredibly important, but that's it. Okay. Yeah. School is just one thing, and if you want to train in a sport, then you get out of school in the afternoon and you go train in a sport in some place else. Right. It's not the whole thing that works like a campus and has all these activities that kids can do after they have learned something.
Right.
Is the school day longer in Italy than it is in America?
Not when I was there. My school day was from 8 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. And then I was free to, yes, it was just 5 hours for 6 days a week. Yeah. Now the things have changed. They generally do 5 days a week, and then to make up for the lost day, they have 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon. It also depends because technical schools have less hours per week. High schools have more hours per week. So it does depend. The first 2 years have less hours. The last 3 years, by the way, there's one more year. We have 13 grades, have more hours. So it kind of depends. But when I came to Aspen, it was 8 to 1. and then it was done. But it was much, much more intensive. I was kind of worried when I knew I had been accepted in the program. I was going, what am I going to do? Am I going to be in a class and I'm going to stand up and have to say my lesson and have to say it in English and study it in English or write a paper in English? Oh my God, whatever am I going to do? And instead I came to Aspen and realized that school there is so easy. So incredibly easy, you guys. You have no idea. Yeah. So I actually had the time of my life and, kind of almost skipped a year of school. I mean, just doing what I was doing. Yeah.
Did you get behind at all for when you went back to Italy, or?
Tell you the truth, I did get behind. Tell you the truth again, I just made it. I studied a bit during the summer, and then by regulation, they were supposed to accept the fact that I went to the States and had a year in the States. And so it wasn't that bad after all. It wasn't that bad. Again, it has changed because at the time we had an exam to get out of high school at the end of our 13th grade. And that exam practically included only the last year, only what you studied during the last year. So that's why kind of, I could do it. And there was no real problem. Now that exam includes the last 3 years. So it's getting more difficult to come back. And that's why now kids leave for maybe 3 months or 6 months and not the whole year, which is a pity. I believe it's a pity because then again, nobody really cares how you get out of high school. I mean, the grade with which you get out of high school, because then you go to university and everybody forgets about your high school exam.
Right.
Right. But it's funny. It's funny because I feel like high school, as I get out into the workforce and deal with people and go to ad agencies and meet with folks and all that stuff, I begin to realize that the network that you had to maneuver around in high school and build your friends and get connected and do all that stuff, it's almost the same thing. It's kind of interesting, it's almost like you can apply some of the same skills you got with dealing with some of the students and teachers and stuff. Thanks for listening. The authors of Growing Up Aspen would like to thank you and would like to also thank the Aspen Times and the Aspen Daily News for giving us materials for our book, Growing Up Aspen, Adventures of the Unsupervised, which you can get at twistandturnpress.com and any local bookstore. Thanks.